everybody, and welcome to another episode of
American Werewolves,
where we talk about all things horror. I am Brandon.
I'm Jerry.
And today we're going to be talking about the chilling adventures of Sabrina, the Midwinter's Tale, Christmas holiday special Netflix extravaganza. We're going to try to keep it, relatively short and simple. I mean, there's not much really to go on. It's just an extra episode added to season 1. Jerry and I both just managed to watch it. Jerry, what are your thoughts on this holiday special?
My thoughts are pretty fresh because I watched it about 2 hours ago.
Right on. I actually have it going on in the background right now as we speak.
Oh, okay. It was good. I don't know if it was my favorite episode. I liked some aspects of it they seemed darker than than the show, like the ghost that shows up in the name is slipping, the room.
The morgue.
Yes, that's what it's called. Like that seemed like something out of The Conjuring. The demon that you see, later on in the show. I mean, granted, we've seen what I guess the demonic version of Satan looks like, but that demon also, was pretty cool, I guess. It had its very moments, and I guess that's what I enjoyed about this one.
Yeah, I totally get what you mean. It kind of seems like they were definitely going for like that haunted house, like that old school haunted house vibe that James Wan has done with Insidious and the Conjuring films.
Yeah. My thing is one, the thing with the spirits getting in, do they ever explain how the Yule log went out?
I was actually just rewatching it. I think it may have had something to do with the seance that Sabrina was performing, and somewhere during that the Yule log went out.
Okay.
This is the second time watching it, and I don't know if it's because I just looked away for 2 seconds, but I'm not exactly sure like how it happened. I just know it did, and it must have something to do with the seance because the aunts were pretty upset.
Yeah, they don't really explain it, but if it had something to do with the seance and it was Sabrina's fault that it went out, I'm hoping it's something that doesn't really continue through season 2, where it's like the pattern of, oh, this is something Sabrina shouldn't be doing.
Yeah,
and
that's that's exactly what I was thinking. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, and this is why this house is being haunted by this demon, because Sabrina's being a fucking idiot. Like, I hope that's not something that continues, because it's going to start to feel repetitive.
Yeah, it already does feel kind of repetitive. It almost, I don't know. It's strange because I do enjoy like the stuff that she gets into, because she's just a teenage girl. Of course she's not going to listen. But after a while, it does get old, her going behind her aunt's backs to do this thing that she's not supposed to do. And like most of the things she does, it just never goes as planned. And You got ghost kids running around and fucking nightmare demons like causing you nightmares. And all this other stuff that's just causing the Spellmans to have their shitty luck continue. But yeah, let's just jump right into the plot so we can go over like the bits we liked and didn't like. Pretty much just 2 storylines going on. One is smaller and the other one more of a main player with Sabrina. It picks up sometime after the finale. I'm not sure exactly when. I'm just going to assume maybe a few days, a few weeks.
Yeah.
And
judging by the the interaction between her and Harvey, it doesn't seem like a very long time has passed.
Yeah, I would assume maybe just a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And Sabrina still is asking herself one of the many lingering questions from last season, and that's, what is her mother doing in limbo? She thought she crossed over. So we get into her wanting to perform the seance so she can talk to her and figure out why, and also because she just really misses her and she just wants to talk to her. And of course, it doesn't go great. The Yule log, which is supposed to protect their house during the winter solace, which is essentially the satanic version of Christmas, that goes out, and these ghost kids start running around and terrorizing them, nearly killing the family in the process. And on top of that, she's still having her same problems with Harvey, and her friends are still adjusting to Sabrina being a witch, though they pretty much adjusted way faster than Harvey does, because Jesus, man, he is he got on my nerves on this special a couple times,
He
and I'm glad he
was,
wasn't in it as much.
yeah, I'm really glad he only had 30 seconds of screen time. But yeah, I mean, even the small bits that he was in, I was like, God, you're such an annoying fucking character.
Yeah,
Like, he's so whiny.
he's very whiny, and it just I understand why the character's like that, because he lost his brother due to Sabrina's magic. But Sabrina is really trying to help. She's giving him these pencils, which are perfect for any cartoon artist. Like, that's like the best gift ever. And then she also gave the dad the eggnog so he can stop drinking and focus on actually moving on. And at every turn, Harvey's like, "Just please leave me alone."
Yeah, I mean, not leave him alone, but like he's like,
Or just like, "Yeah, stop doing that magic. Stop trying to help me out."
yeah,
I'm
he's
like,
like, I don't trust magic. Like, I leave me out of it, and don't do magic around me. So here are these, never worn out color pencils that you gave me because I don't trust magic. I'm like, boy, what the fuck are color pencils gonna do to you?
they're not gonna fucking like start jumping around the room attacking you or anything.
Yeah,
And also, thank God you gave your dad the eggnog, because before you know it, you'd probably be dead because your dad is a drunk asshole who doesn't
honestly
fucking understand what he's doing.
he would have beat the shit out of you that Christmas night. Like, fuck.
That would have been a real winter solace. Like,
It would have been
that,
like, oh, thanks for the gift, Dad. What, you don't like it? Fuck over here.
who are you? Just attacks him with a bottle of eggnog.
Right.
But yeah, it was ridiculous. It was getting a bit ridiculous. But like I said, thank God he's not in the episode as much. I'm going to assume in the beginning of season 2, this attitude he has towards magic will continue on, but something's going to happen to either, turn him closer to the magic, or possibly, accepting magic and Sabrina being a witch, or maybe, who knows, maybe he'll go against her. Something might happen.
I think, this is my theory, that the nightmare that Sabrina had in Harvey's family history of witch hunters is going to start to bleed into Harvey, and Harvey is going to push further away from Sabrina and kind of resent her, and the magic, he's going to start to hate magic even more. Just from the nightmare and his family's history.
Oh no, most definitely. I can imagine that's going to be a major issue with Sabrina and him. And also, it seems like with the teaser that we just got, that she's going to be talking and be more romantically interested in Nick, the guy that attends the academy with her.
Yeah, which, I mean, I also am not... I'm hoping that's not how it plays out, because I like the relationship between them as friends, but I don't...
I think maybe it's too soon for a relationship between those two. I think they need to bond a little more before anything like that happens.
Yeah, I don't think he had enough screen time in season 1, and he was around Sabrina in season 1 enough for there to be a relationship where people would accept it and be like, oh, okay, like, that makes sense.
Maybe a decision like that will be made by the end of the second season, or part 2, or whatever you want to call it now.
Yeah.
Also, we got the other storyline going on with Susie. She's pretty much got her own Goosebumps episode going on. She's working as a Santa elf at the mall, and that turns out to be a sort of ploy for this demon disguising himself as Santa. I think he's only really known as Mr. Bart. And he is kidnapping children and preserving them into really creepy life-size dolls, which that was creepy when I was watching it. That's when I was like, oh, wow, this is kind of unsettling a little bit. Because, I don't know, dolls for me creep me out in horror movies. That's just my thing.
Yeah, definitely. Now, and every story needs a side story to kind of, one, fill in space, and to give other characters their screen time and their other, plenty of reasons. I just felt like this side story in the episode was kind of just there.
Yeah, it was very rushed.
It was super rushed, and I felt like it was
tacked
there.
On.
Yeah, it was there solely to have something there, and it doesn't seem like anything would progress from it. Like, I don't see any other cause and effect from this.
Yeah, I get it. It's a holiday special. But I mean, you could still have things like happen here, linger on to season 2. I mean, I get they're trying to do a contained story, but I mean, this special is pretty much continuing off the story from season 1, and it's still gonna bleed into season 2. This is just like a bridge episode.
Mm-hmm.
So I get what you mean. They should have maybe had some higher stakes with this, or just a little something, because it started off really promising when you started to understand what was going on, and that scene's actually happening on TV right now as we talk. That witch Gryla just kind of comes in and everything's done and good with, which is another issue I have, which is the use of Gryla the witch for the ghost children, which we can get into it a little bit later. But just the way they used her, I thought she was kind of wasted. Now, as I was saying before, yeah, the ghost kids are running around and they're terrorizing the Spellmans, and the only way they can really stop them is by having their mother come over to take them home, which is Gryla. And it was kind of weird because the only thing they had to do was drink a glass of alcohol with her. And then she was like, all right, I'll be on my way.
Yeah. She was like, do you guys have rum? And they're like, I mean, yeah. And she was like, all right, cool, let's have some shots. Yes. And they had shots, and she was like, all right, you fuckers, get out of the house. And they were like, fine, Mom. And that was it. It happened within a span of 5 minutes.
Reminds me of my childhood a little bit. But yeah, and then as soon as she's about to leave, they hear the baby. She hears the baby downstairs crying, which is the baby that Zelda Spellman kidnapped at the end of last season. And she's like, oh, I want the baby. Baby's mine.
Because that's how it works.
Because that's how it works in the witching world, I guess. It's like you see a baby and it's like, oh, I'll take that.
I like that.
Yeah. So then Sabrina's mom pops up out of nowhere, wha-bam, and is like, nah, we're going to do this thing. Put that baby in the middle. We're going to put some salt around it, and I want you all to tear it in half.
Yeah, I want y'all to grab each of you grab an arm and just tug of war the fuck out of this baby.
It's like, okay, what kind of fucked up rituals that's the thing with this episode, man. I just felt like all that was just tacked on and rushed. Like, it felt like they didn't really think about what to do next with these characters or this certain plot. It just felt like, oh, let's have them try to rip the baby apart in a circle of salt. Like, you know what I mean? It just felt kind of boring.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I knew what was going to happen. Like, I knew it wasn't going to be like, oh, tear this baby apart. Like, I knew that wasn't going to be it.
Yeah, especially with Sabrina being like, oh, yeah, it's all right, Zelda. Just do it. Just do it.
Yeah. Especially with Sabrina being like, yeah, just tear that motherfucker up.
It's like, okay, clearly she's, that's not the baby.
Yeah, there's a bigger plan behind this, but yeah, I get what you mean, though.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I've heard so much about this witch because apparently she's a pretty popular witch in like the witch lore and like amongst like books and literature and stuff like that. So it's just kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of weird that they threw her away like that, especially after they just immediately ripped her off. It was kind of weird how she was like, I guess I'll help you all out. Yeah. To like help save Susie. It was just stuff like that kind of like bothered me a little, but it didn't take away from my enjoyment. Like, I still really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was a really, really fun one.
Mm-hmm. That is something, yeah. How Gryla kind of just shows up and saves Susie. Like, how did she even know she was there?
I'm guessing it was because of I forgot the name already of Sabrina's friend, not Susie, the other one.
Oh, Roz,
because she ends up stopping by the Spellman's house and she's like explaining, oh yeah, Susie I just know that Susie's like in danger right now from that demon. So they go catch up with Gryla and they're like, hey, I know we just ripped you off, but you want to help us save our friend? There's kids there. And that's how they got him to do it.
Wait, when did they go to Gryla?
No, they don't, but that's essentially what happened, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because they're like, oh, she'll, like, because Sabrina even mentioned at one point, like, oh, didn't we just rip her off and give her, like, a toy doll instead of the baby? They're like, yeah, but, as soon as we tell her there's a bunch of kids and life-size dolls out there, I'm pretty sure she won't mind.
Got it.
And then that's how they did that.
All right.
I guess we can go into the acting a little bit. Kierman Shipka, who plays Sabrina Spellman, she does a great job as always. I think she's really the perfect casting for this role. I still feel like I don't think it's really her, but I think it's the character. I feel like she doesn't have much of a personality still.
Oh,
Like I feel like she seems kind of one note to me still. Or maybe it could just be this special and I just don't remember how much it was back in season 1.
yeah.
Yeah, but still, the stuff she did with, the emotional stuff involving her mom, I thought she did a really great job with. But it's everything else where it didn't seem, I don't know, when she displays her emotion, it doesn't seem all that to me. I don't know. She just seems like she's riding on the same emotion the whole time. But that's just me personally. It could just be this episode. Well, I don't know. That's what I'm saying, man. I just felt like this special, it was good, but it was rushed. And you can tell it was kind of rushed to try to meet the deadline for the Christmas time.
Well, I mean, they filmed this episode before filming season 1.
They filmed this before season 1? Don't
Yeah.
you mean season 2?
No. Before, I think I read somewhere, or I was watching an interview or something, where they filmed the Christmas special before they filmed the actual first season of the show.
I thought it was filmed. I thought I was reading it, and it was filmed during the time of season 2 that they were filming that. And they decided, hey, let's just film this extra episode for the holiday season since season 1's on track to do really, really well.
Oh, no, you're right. It wasn't filmed before season 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I felt like that means Netflix really had confidence in this show to do super well.
Yeah, no,
I mean, they definitely do now. Since I just heard that, since you actually just told me about how they renewed the show for 2 more seasons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they're up until season 4 now.
Yeah. I guess they're just thinking this is going to be their next Stranger Things. The next big hit.
Yeah, probably. Since Stranger Things has 2 more seasons left.
2, 3. It looks
possibly more.
It's looking more like 2 to me at this point.
Yeah, I don't see much of what else they can do with it.
Yeah. I'm surprised they actually haven't pulled the same thing Sabrina did, pulling a holiday special for us. I feel like that would be perfect for Stranger Things.
I feel like it could be, but I also feel like those kids are really not like super busy, but they also have other shit going on.
Yeah, I mean, we got Millie Bobby Brown. She's in the new Godzilla movie. And we, have Finn Wolfhard. He's working on the part 2 of It.
Yeah, I feel like they all work on other projects to where when they set aside time for a season of Stranger Things, it's for that season. And then the rest of their time goes to whatever projects they're working on.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I completely forgot to mention this. The very end of this episode, we see 3 men cloaked with masks walking out towards the forest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm assuming those are going to be our next villains for part 2.
Probably, most likely, yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't really read up much on it, but I know it has to do with the story Ambrose is telling at the end.
The story that Ambrose was telling at the end was just a Christmas Carol.
Oh, it was a Christmas Carol.
Yeah, because
he was talking about the three spirits of Christmas Carol, and then those 3 people end up walking out. So I think that's what they were supposed to do, just tying those in together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, like I said, we didn't even mention Ambrose and or just the antics that was going on with the kids in the house, like the whole thing with Ambrose and that ghost with the mirror when he's working downstairs at the morgue.
Yeah,
that shit was extremely creepy.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite part of the episode.
Yeah, because I remember I was like, it was like really late when I was watching it, so seeing that happen, I was like, oh my god, this is kind of reminding me of like Haunting of Hill House or something like from The Conjuring.
Uh-huh.
And then the stuff with Aunt Hilda with the knives, just the tension that was used for those scenes was like really unnerving and well done, because I kept focusing on those knives with the camera and I was like, oh my god, I knew those knives were going to disappear. I was just waiting for the when they were going to disappear.
Yeah, and it's like you didn't know exactly what the spirits were like doing. Like,
Yeah, you didn't know if they were actually trying to kill them or just mess with them.
yeah, because they never really do any harm.
No, they just get very close to doing it, and then they just laugh and run off like a bunch of little assholes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that stuff was good. And then them kidnapping the baby was straight up from the movie The Witch. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but it was pretty much the same thing where Zelda's playing peekaboo, and she keeps turning away and looking back, and then after she turns her back and turns around, the baby's gone.
That's from what?
That's from the movie The Witch. It was like that old period piece horror movie that came out like 2 years ago.
I didn't see it.
Oh, you will not like it. I promise you.
All right.
I think that's about it. You got anything else you want to add on to this episode, or do you have any thoughts different now for season 2?
Nothing really much for this episode. And not many thoughts of season 2. I mean, I don't know who those men were at the end. So there's not much I can say. The only thing that I know is this baby's going to be a lot bigger of a problem than what it kind of sounds like. Like at the end, Zelda kind of gives a quick fix, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna turn the baby in somewhere." I feel like it's gonna be a lot more difficult than that.
Oh no, definitely. It's gonna be the main source of their problems for this season. At least maybe the first couple episodes of this season.
Yeah,
because we know that's gonna spread out real bad.
That's gonna be a bigger problem. The guy that Hilda was with, whoever the fuck he is, because he's clearly a jackass.
Yeah. That shop owner, the Halloween coffee shop or bookstore owner, or whatever.
Yeah, and whatever new stick, what's her name? The teacher has up her ass this season because for some fucking reason she still hates Sabrina, though Sabrina signed her name in the book. I don't know what she has against her.
Wait, who has against her?
The teacher. What's her name? Miss.
Oh, Miss.
It starts with a W.
I know it's I want to say Warhol, but I know that's not Warhol. I'm thinking Andy Warhol.
That's super close.
Wardwell.
Wardwell. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like she's got some fucking grudge against Sabrina. Like she sat there and made an entire fucking gingerbread house of Sabrina's house, and she baked gingerbread cookies of Sabrina just to eat her head off. Like
yeah,
that's a bit extreme.
She kind of hinted that she was gonna like try to take her out at the end of the first season. Because she's trying to take because she's afraid of Sabrina because Satan wants her as her right hand woman, and Wardwell's jealous, so she wants to get in the way of that and get rid of Sabrina so that way she can take her place as Satan's right hand woman or whatever.
I guess.
Yeah. It's it's just basic like teen fantasy like YA novel bullshit.
But I'm just thinking of it, and again, it's a story, it's a fantasy story. I'm just thinking of it as like this is like a 16-year-old girl, and you're what, like in your 40s? Like, calm the fuck down.
She ain't just no.
Like, I mean, she's in her 40s.
She's also a witch. So there's that.
You're in your 40s in the body that you're in. You're probably like 2 billion years old. Like,
I mean, you got to remember, this is the world where people tear the limbs of a baby off just to see who gets to keep it.
I know, just fucking. That's how custody battles are going to be done in courthouses now.
I don't want to. I can only imagine how in the wizarding world for Harry Potter that must be like.
Just throw the baby in the air, and whoever spell hits it first gets to keep it.
It's like, are you sure? Trust me, the baby will be fine. Oh shit!
Just don't cast Avada Kedavra, and you'll be all good.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna do it for this episode for now. We'll definitely have more to talk about as season 2 or part 2 arrives in April. We'll probably have more teasers or trailers to talk about around then. Well, then I guess that's just going to be it for this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button and look out for more of our videos in the future. Once again, I am Brandon.
I am Jerry.
And this has been